Common Fractions Part 7. Division. Question 1. A half divided by 2. When we divide by a whole number, it's the same as timesing by its inverse. The inverse of 2 is a half. So, a half divided by 2 is the same as a half times a half, which is 1/4. There is a mistake on the page. Let's do the next one together. A third divided by 2 is the same as a third times the inverse of 2, which is a half. Then a third times a half is 1/6. Press pause to complete the rest of question A by yourself. Let's look at B. A half divided by 3 is the same as a half times the inverse of 3, which is a third. And a half times a third is 1/6. Let's do the next one together. A quarter divided by 3 is the same as a quarter times a third, which is equal to 1/12. Press pause to complete question B. Question 2. A half divided by a half. Dividing by a half is the same as timesing by its inverse, which is 2 wholes or 2/1. Then, when we multiply fractions, we simplify in our question. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 2 divided by 2 is 1, and we multiply out to get 1/1 or 1 whole. Let's do this question together. A third divided by a third is the same as a third times the inverse of a third, which is 3/1. Then we simplify in the question, we divide top and bottom by 3, and when we multiply out, we get 1/1 or 1 whole. Press pause to complete this question by yourself. Question B. A half divided by a quarter is the same as a half times the inverse of a quarter, which is 4/1. Then we simplify in our question. We divide 4 and 2 by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. We multiply out to get 2/1 or 2 wholes. Let's do this question together. A quarter divided by 1/12 is the same as a quarter times 12/1. Simplify in our question. 4 divided by 4 is 1, 12 divided by 4 is 3, and our final answer is 3/1 or 3. Press pause to complete question B. Question 3. A half divided by 2/3 is the same as a half times by 3/2. 2/3's inverse is 3/2. Then we can't simplify, so we multiply out, and our answer is 3/4. Let's do this sum together. A third divided by 3/4 is the same as a third times by 4/3. We cannot simplify, therefore our final answer is 4/9. Press pause to complete question A. Question B. A third divided by 2/3 is the same as a third times 3/2. We simplify in the question, and when we multiply out, our final answer is a half. Press pause to complete question B. Question C. A quarter divided by a half is the same as a quarter times 2/1. Then we simplify in our question, divide top and bottom by 2, and when we multiply out, our final answer is a half. Let's do this one together. 1/9 divided by a third is the same as a 9th times 3/1. We simplify in our question, divide top and bottom by 3, and our final answer is 1/3. Press pause to complete question C. Question D. 1/6 divided by 2/3 is the same as 1/6 times 3/2. Then we simplify in the question, and when we multiply out, our final answer is 1/4. Press pause to complete question D. Question 4. 2/3 divided by 2 is the same as 2/3 times the inverse of 2, which is 1/2. Then we simplify in our question, and when we multiply out, our final answer is 1/3. Let's do this one together. 3/4 divided by 3 is the same as 3/4 times the inverse of 3, which is 1/3. We simplify in our question, divide top and bottom by 3, and our final answer is 1/4. Press pause to complete question A. Question B. 6/7 divided by 3 is the same as 6/7 times the inverse of 3, which is 1/3. We simplify in our question, we divide 6 and 3 both by 3, so that's 1 and 2. Then we multiply out to get a final answer of 2/7. Press pause to complete question B. Worksheet 2. 2 divided by 2/3 is the same as 2, we just put it over 1 to make our multiplication easier, times by the inverse of 2/3, which is 3/2. Then we simplify in our question, and our answer is 3/1, or 3. Let's do this one together. 5 wholes, so we say 5/1, divided by 5/7 is the same as timesing by 7/5. We simplify in our question, and our final answer is 7. Press pause to complete question A. Question B. 2 we write as 2/1, divided by 4/5 is the same as timesing by 5/4. We simplify in our question, and then we multiply out to get 5/2. Press pause to complete question B. Question 2. Very important. Always change mixed numbers into improper fractions first. So 1/2 divided by 2/3. 1/2 we write as 3/2. Then dividing by 2/3 is the same as timesing by 3/2. We cannot simplify in our question. 3 times 3 is 9, and 2 times 2 is 4. So our final answer is 9/4. Let's do this one together. 1 1/3 is equal to 4/3 as an improper fraction. Dividing by 3/4 is the same as timesing by 4/3. We cannot simplify in our question, therefore our final answer is 16/9. Press pause to complete question A. Question B. Now we have 2/3 divided by a mixed number. So we rewrite 2/3 divided by, and 1 1/4 is equal to 5/4. Then our next step is 2/3 divided by 5/4 is the same as 2/3 times by 4/5. We cannot simplify in our question, therefore we multiply out to get our final answer. Let's do this one together. We have 2/3 which we write down, and we keep the division sign for now. 1 2/3 is equal to 5/3 as an improper fraction. Our next step, we say 2/3 times by 3/5. We simplify in our question, and our final answer is 2/5. Press pause to complete question B. Question 3. 1 1/3 divided by 1 1/4. We need to rewrite both as mixed numbers first, as follows, and we keep our division sign. Then we change it into a multiplication sum. So we say 2/3, sorry, there's a mistake. then dividing by 5 over 4 is the same as timesing by 4 over 5. We can't simplify in our question, therefore we multiply out and our final answer is 8 over 15. Let's do this one together. 2 1/3 is equal to 7/3 divided by this mixed number, which is equal to 7/4 as an improper fraction. Then we change it into a multiplication sum, so we times by 4 over 7. Simplifying the sum, and the final answer is 4/3. Press pause to complete question A. Question B. 2 1/4 we write as 9/4 divided by, keep the division sign. 3 3/4 is 15/4. Then we change it into a multiplication sum, so we times 9/4 by 4 over 15. Simplifying the question, we can also divide 9 and 15 both by 3, which is 3 and 5, and we multiply out to get a final answer of 3/5. Press pause to complete question B. Worksheet 3. Let's do all of these together. When we add fractions, we find our lowest common denominator, which between 4 and 3 is 12. That's the first step. You can complete the rest by yourself. Let's look at this sum. When we times fractions, we simplify in our question by dividing top and bottom by the same number. Divide top and bottom by 2, we multiply out and it's 1/6. Let's look at this. Dividing by 2 over 3 is the same as timesing by 3 over 2. Then we have a times sum. We can't simplify in our question, so our final answer is 3 over 8. Press pause to complete question A. Question B. Remember, for this sum, you must first change the mixed number into an improper fraction. So 1 1/3 is equal to 4/3 times 1/4. Complete that sum by yourself. Complete this sum by yourself. And remember, for division, we also first need to change it into an improper fraction. Then we write it as a multiplication sum, and then we find our final answer. Press pause to complete the rest of this page by yourself.